Don't forget the music. Hello everybody, I'm Stephanie. I'm so glad to be with you today to get some movement into our bodies. Today's flow, we're going to be letting some things go, both physically and emotionally. So join me on your mat wherever you're at, and let's get started. Eyes off for a moment and checking in with where you are for this hour. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Sending the mind through the body, beginning at the top of the head, looking down into the neck, the shoulders, the spine, the hips, the glutes, down the legs, out the toes, back up to the arms, to the elbows and fingers. Just noticing anything you're feeling there. If you're feeling a little bit tight, beginning to use the breath to kind of let some of that tension go. Breathing in through the nose, and this time audible exhale through the mouth. 2 more times, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last time, biggest breath of the day. Fill up, breathing in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Emptying out completely. Then very gently opening the eyes. Bring the shoulders up by the ears on your inhale. And with your exhale, just kind of let them drop. So you're just letting the shoulders release. A few more times just like that. Inhale, shoulders come up by the ears. Exhale, release. Let gravity just do the work. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up by the ears. And exhale, let them relax back. This time, finding some motion in the neck. Chin drops down towards your chest and gently reaching your chin from one shoulder to the other, making kind of a U shape with your chin. Noticing how that feels on the sides of the neck. Next time you're over towards your right shoulder, big circle all the way up and around. Reverse your direction. And bringing your chin back up to a neutral position. Maybe take some motion in the jaw. We hold a lot of tension right here in the jaw. So maybe just kind of working it side to side, open and close, maybe making some circles, but relaxing that area. It's kind of hard to talk and do that at the same time. So you do it and I'll talk about it. But just sending some release into the jaw. And on your next inhale, reaching up through the crown, belly button pulls into spine. Hands can come to the knees, they can come to the mat. On your exhale, you're going to reach your heart forward. I'm going to turn to the side here. So you're finding a forward fold. And then same thing, just like with our chin, you're going to reach your spine though from one knee towards the other. So now you're making a U from the waist, rocking from side to side. Next time you're over towards your right knee, big circle from the waist, all the way around. Reverse your direction. And inhale, come back up to a tall seated position. This time finding some movement through the spine. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, left palm down, right arm up and over. Gentle side bend, pressing down through the right knee, right hip. Inhale, back through center. Other side, right palm plants down, left arm up and over. Gentle press through the left knee, left hip. One more time, both sides. Inhale through center. Exhale, plant and reach. Inhale through center. Exhale, plant and reach. Inhale back through center, this time finding a gentle twist. Right hand, left hand comes behind, right hand crosses opposite knee or thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, let go from the very base of the spine. Very gentle twist. Inhale, arms come back up overhead. Exhale, right hand behind, left hand crosses opposite knee, thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to melt into the twist. One more time, both sides. Inhale through center. Exhale, planting and twisting. Inhale, center. Exhale, plant and twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, palms are going to come down. You're going to make your way to tabletop. And then bringing the toes together, knees apart, reaching the tailbone back towards the heels, grounding down here for a moment into child's pose. Continuing with the deep breathing in and out through the nose. And as you're doing this, with each exhale, just letting go, letting the body just soften and relax. And I want to read a poem to you. This is by Dana Faulds. It's called Go In and In. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold. The holding of plans or dreams or expectations, let it all go. Flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores beyond your wildest dreams. Let it all go and find the place of rest and peace with certain transformation. And that's kind of what we're all doing on this journey. We're looking for the best versions of ourselves. And we might have to let certain pieces of ourselves go along the way, some of the things that aren't serving us well. So from child's pose, inhale, coming back up to tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Finding some movement between cat and cow. Inhale, lift your crown, lift your hips. Cow. Exhale, spine towards the ceiling, chin to chest. Press away from your mat. Cat. Moving between those two shapes. With each exhale, maybe softening different parts of the body that do not need to be engaged. So maybe softening the forehead, the tongue, the jaw, the toes. Coming back to your neutral spine. Pressing down into the mat, shoulder blades spreading side to side, belly button pulls in. Keeping things engaged, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back with your exhale. Can you press your heart back towards your thighs, maybe beginning to find some movement? Pedal the heels, wag the hips, rock back and forth on the wrists. Coming into your body, noticing where you might need to engage a little bit more and where you need to let go a little bit more. Beginning to settle in. Deep bend in your knees, look up between your hands. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. We're going to hang out here for a moment. Softening the knees, grabbing opposite elbows, just letting gravity pull the torso down. Maybe you rock side to side. Take some of the tension out of your head, shaking it yes, shaking it no. Hands are going to hang back down. Core is engaged and pulls in, but let the arms and the head just kind of be dead weight, so let those go. On your inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time so the core is helping to lift all the way up. Last thing up, the head. Inhale to lengthen, arms reach up overhead. Clasping all but the pointer and thumb. Big growth through the top of the crown. And side bend over to the right. Push your hips out to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, big side bend over to the left. Push the hips out to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release. Swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Deep bend in your knees. Plant your hands. Step your feet back. Top of your plank. Shoulders over your wrist. Press down into your mat. Exhale, knees come to the mat. Toes are releasing, calves are releasing, everything else is staying engaged. Bend your elbows. How slow can you lower all the way down to your belly? Once you're there, inhale, drag forward, lift up, little baby cobra. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, press up, tabletop, curl your toes, hips up and back to your down dog. Bend your right knee and come up on your right toes, and you're going to swivel your right knee in front of your left knee. So this is lengthening the left leg just a little bit more. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, swivel the right knee in front of the left. We're going to do that one more time. So you're spinning on the right toes. Inhale, knees comes back in line with your right hip. Exhale, swivel the right knee in front of the left. And bring your right knee back in line with your hip. Press down through your right heel. Bend your left knee, come up on the left toes. With your exhale, swivel your left knee in front of your right knee. So you're stretching out the right leg this time. Inhale, left knee comes back in line with your hip. Exhale, swivel on the toes, left knee in front of your right knee. It's just a real small movement. One more time. Exhale, left knee comes in front of the right. And both heels reaching down towards the mat. Deep bend in your knees, look up between your hands, walk yourself to the top of your mat. Exhale, reach down through your crown. Inhale, halfway lift. Gaze in line with your spine, shoulders roll back. Core pulls in. Can you soften the knees? Exhale, reach back down. Belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse. Come all the way up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. You're going to step the feet apart, ankles underneath your hips. So you're setting up for child's pose. Hands are going to begin at heart center. Shift the weight back to the heels. Have a seat. Tailbone back, tailbone down. So really taking out the arch from the low back. Inhale to prepare. On your exhale, fly your hands back behind you. Notice what's going on in the core here. Did the core disengage and go bloop and kind of lower down? Can you pull it back in? So as you're taking this movement from the shoulder with the arms, the core stays nice and engaged. We're going to take that a few more times. The hands can come back to heart center. They can reach out in front of you. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, fly the arms back. Keep the core nice and engaged. One more time. Inhale, arms reach back forward or to heart center. Exhale, fly them back. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, swan dive or hands through heart center. Standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank, shoulders over your wrist. Second option, knees come back to the mat with your exhale. You can bend your elbows and pause, chaturanga. You can give some push-ups or just release all the way down to your belly. Inhale, drag forward, lift up, low cobra, middle cobra, high cobra. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, press up, tabletop. Curl your toes, hips up and back, down dog. Deep bend in your knees, look between your hands, step hop or float your feet to the top of your mat. Exhale, reach down through your crown. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, reach back down, belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse, come all the way up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bow. We're hanging out here again for a few moments. We're setting up for gorilla pose. So if you've never done this one before, it might feel a little bit awkward. And if you feel any tension in the back of the hamstrings, you're always welcome to soften the knees. Lift your right foot, coming onto the back of the right heel, and you're going to slip your right hand underneath the foot, toes coming to the wrist. So if you need to here, you can soften the knee. Same thing on the other side. Lift the left foot, slip the left hand underneath the left foot, toes to the wrist. Then taking your gaze back between your knees, pull the core in and begin to reach the hips up. Maybe you wiggle those toes, give yourself a nice little hand massage there, or maybe you're just realizing, my gosh, my toes, feet are sweaty.
That's what I'm always thinking when I come into this pose. But can you let go of it having to feel or look a certain way? One more breath here, reaching the hips up towards the ceiling. Then very gently, maybe bending the knees, lift the right foot, right hand comes out, lift the left foot comes out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank, shoulders over your wrist. You can go back to your knees, take one of those first two options, or staying on your toes, shift just a little bit further forward. You can bend your elbows, chaturanga. You can go all the way to your belly, lifting up low, middle, high cobra, or up dog. Press back, tabletop, down dog. Instead of being so concerned with the way that your poses look, just really starting to connect in with how they're feeling. Can you feel the certain muscles engaging, the alignment set up? One more breath here. Deep bend in your knees, look between your hands, make your way to the top of your mat. Exhale, reach down through your crown. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, belly button to spine. Inhale, first come all the way up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Hands are gonna come to the small of your back. Reach the shoulders back. Reach the elbows back. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. Exhale, shoot your hips forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. We're gonna let the arms go heavy again and the head go heavy. Core pulls in. Ragdoll, roll back up one vertebrae at a time. Last thing up is the head. We're gonna do something called breath of joy. If you've never done this before, it can look a little bit silly. We're gonna get that idea out of our head that we look silly. It doesn't matter what's going on, but this kind of releases a lot of things in the body. So it's almost like you're conducting music here. You're gonna bring the hands on the first inhale, they're gonna reach out in front of you. On the second inhale, they're gonna open up. On the third inhale, they reach straight up overhead. And on the next exhale, you're gonna bow from the waist and let everything kind of go. So it's big 3 inhales. Inhale, 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 let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale, 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 let it go. Exhale, we're gonna speed that up. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. One more. In, and release. Kind of hanging out here. Deep bend in the knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank. Just noticing what that did to your body, to your energy levels. Did it kind of bring them back, get rid of some of the things that you were stuck in your head? Top of your plank, knees or toes. Lower down, 3 push-ups, whatever you'd like to do. Find your back bend, low, middle, high cobra, up dog, press back, down dog. You can always get straight to child pose, then meet us in down dog, or go straight to down dog. It's up to you. It's completely up to you what you want to do. You can change it up every single time. Lift your right leg, 3-legged dog. Really reaching the leg up behind you. Right hip is turned down towards the mat. So if it's opened up to the side, use the inner thigh to dial the right hip down. Bend your right knee, come up on your left toe. Step or walk your right foot through between your hands. Ground down, all 4 corners of the right foot. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Core pulls in. Inhale, come up. High lunge. Really settling in. Both hips are in line. Tailbones reaching down. Not pelvis tipped forward with the hips back. Inhale, grow a little bit taller through the crown, but keeping right knee over your ankle. On your exhale, reach forward from your crown, hands fly back behind you. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bow, fly. Inhale, come back up. Just using the breath to get rid of anything that's not serving you physically, mentally. One more time. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fly the hands back behind you. Inhale, come back up. We're meeting together, high lunge. Gripping the mat with your right foot. Transfer your weight to your right foot. Left foot walks or lifts up. Single leg Tadasana. The left leg can be lifted up high. It can be a little bit lower. It doesn't matter how high the leg is lifted. But really pulling the core in. Find a spot in front of you that's not going to move. Then with your exhale, hands are going to come down through heart center. Left ankle is going to come over top of your right knee. I'm going to turn around front here so you can see. Keeping activation in the toes so they're not pointed over to the side. They're pointed straight down. Core is pulling in. Can you press your right thigh into your left ankle? So there's this push and pull at the same time. It's going to keep the knee soft on the right leg and keep some activation in the left leg. So standing pigeon, you can stay here. Or if you'd like to, maybe challenge yourself. Take your gaze straight down, bend from the waist, and you're going to reach down for the ground. Then coming up onto the left toes, left heel is going to lift. You're going to walk your hands around to the side. You're coming into a toe stand. So you're sitting on the right ankle, lifting up through the crown. It's okay if you fall over. Really pulling the core in. The hands can stay down. They can wobble. They can go all over the place. Or maybe you play around with hands at heart center, or it might just be something real quick and you're just like, whoop, we're going to test the waters and see how things are going. I'm not quite there yet, but really pulling the core in so you're floating above the ankle and not just sitting straight on it. One more breath wherever you're at, even if you didn't take this option. Hands are going to walk back out in front. Lift through the hips. Right heel comes back down. Core pulls in, and you're ragdolling back up. Back to your standing pigeon. Whew, how did that go? And release. With control, left foot comes down. Take movement through the hips. Can you let go if you fell out of it? We're moving on. We're still going on. Core pulls in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, swan dive or hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back. You've got your choices. Take a flow, any option, maybe skip it. We're gonna meet back together in down dog. We're meeting together in down dog. Lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Left hip is pointed down towards your mat. Bend your left knee, come up on your right toes. Step or walk your left foot through between your hands. Squeeze the inner thighs together, core pulls in. Take your time, come up, high lunge, other side. With or without the hair flip. Some of us are in desperate need of a haircut right now. Inhale, grow through the crown. Exhale, bow, fly the arms back. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. Take it as slow as you need to. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, let it go, fly. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, let it go. One more, inhale, up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come back up. Grip the mat with your left foot. Transfer the weight to the left foot. Right foot walks or lifts up. Single leg Tadasana. Other side. Hands come down through heart center and the right ankle comes over the left thigh. I'm going to turn it around front here. Find that push and pull again. So you're pushing with the left thigh and pulling with the right leg. you can stay there. You can test the waters. If you fall out, it's not a big deal. You can stay there. You can take it to toe stand. Gaze goes down, bowing from the waist. Hands come to the floor, coming up onto the left toes. Walking the hands around, having a seat, on the ankle, or the heel, excuse me. Reach up, 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 so you're floating on top. Maybe you play around with the hands, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. But really pulling the core in. You can test the waters, see how things are feeling. Then when you're ready, hands reach back out in front of you. Hips reach up. Woo! Heel comes down. Core pulls in. Come back up, standing pigeon. And release the foot down. How'd you do? Just taking note of how things felt. Core pulls in. Here we go. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. We're gonna roll back up, ragdoll all the way up. I think we need another round of that breath of joy to kind of get out of our heads. Here we go. 3 inhales and then an exhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Let it go. Hanging out here. Maybe bringing a smile to your face, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back. What do you need in your body? Take it now. We're gonna meet back together in down dog. With your next exhale, bend your knees, lower them to the mat. You're coming all the way down onto your belly. Arms are reaching out in front of you. Feet are reaching back behind you. We're coming into a Superman, but this Superman's dynamic. It's gonna be moving, it's gonna be flying. He's flying past all his problems. Inhale, core lifts up. The arms reach up, maybe the feet reach up. They don't have to. We're flying, swimming through the air. On your exhale, hands reach back behind you. Inhale, arms reach back out in front of you. Exhale, flying back. Inhale, reach them forward. Last time, flying back. Reach them forward. And come back down. Hands reach back behind you, left ear to the mat. So releasing everything here. We're gonna do that one more time. Neck comes back to neutral, arms reach back out in front of you. Inhale, torso lifts up, arms lift up, maybe the feet. Exhale, fly it back. Inhale, arms come forward. Exhale, reaching back. Forward, one more, reaching back. Forward and down, hands reach back behind you, right ear to the mat. Neck comes back to neutral. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Press up, tabletop. Curl your toes, hips up and back. Down dog. Lift your right leg again, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, come up on your left toes. We're headed to high lunge. Step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, come up, high lunge. Now it's your choice. We're gonna be headed to warrior 3. You wanna find your spot, find your drishti. Really pull the core in. You're transferring the weight to the right foot. You've got a couple options how to get into warrior 3. You can just walk the left foot up and lengthen. Hands can reach up, they can reach back, but you're stretching, really growing as tall as you can. Or if you'd like to, from high lunge, pressing off, bowing at the waist, reaching forward through the crown, back through the left foot. Core is pulling in. Maybe that you change the hands. They can reach back behind you, that's fine. Maybe they stay out in front of you. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. And left foot comes down, hands come down through heart center. Take some motion. Transferring the weight, again, but this time to the left foot. Right knee is going to bend. Right hand to knee or finger to toe, your choice. You can try it both ways and see how you'd like to do it. I'm going to stay with hand to knee today. Core pulls in. With your exhale, right knee or right foot opens to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, open it up. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open it up. Inhale back to center. Straighten the leg, bend the knee, and release. Right foot comes down. Take some movement. We're going to move through the other side. Inhale to lengthen. Without hitting stuff on the wall, I need to scoot over. Bow from the waist. We learn from everything we're doing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, top of your plank. Knees or toes. We're holding here for a moment, checking in, seeing how we're feeling, and then deciding where we'd like to go. Maybe we kind of mix it up a little bit. We're going to meet back together in down dog. One more breath here. Then on your exhale, knees come back to the mat, and we're coming back down to the belly. But this time, hands are reaching back behind you. We're setting up for locust. There's two different options here. The hands can stay by the sides, or they can come underneath the pelvis, but making sure that the hip points don't press into the arm bone, that you're kind of getting the arm inside of the hip crease there. Pressing the palms down into the mat, trying to get all this hair out of the way. Bad choice with the hair tonight, Stephanie. Grip your mat, pressing into the mat. Inhale, lift the legs. Press and lift. One more breath. And release, coming back down. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Press up tabletop. Curl your toes, hips up and back. Down dog. Lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, come up on your right toe, step or walk your left foot through between your hands. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, come up. High lunge. I've had enough of this hair. I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm gonna get it out of the way here. I know it was entertaining, but I'm gonna get it out of the way. High lunge, here we go. Warrior three, find your spot. Your choice. Walk the right foot up. You can press off and reach in opposite directions. If you need to touch back down for a second, that's okay. If you need to fall out and let it be wobbly for a second, that's okay. You play around with it. It's your practice. Let go that it's supposed to look a particular way. Maybe your high lunge on one side is completely different. One more breath wherever you're at. Inhale, come back up. And a right foot comes down, hands come down through heart center. Take some movement. Then we're shifting the weight to the right foot. Standing hand to knee, hand to toe, your choice. Lengthen, come out of the hips. With your exhale, left knee or foot goes to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open up. Inhale, back to center. And release with just as much control all the way down. Take some movement, take some wiggles. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank. What does your body need? We're gonna meet back together in down dog. On your next inhale, shifting forward, top of your plank, shoulders come over your wrist, right knee is gonna hover underneath your core, not letting it touch down, really pulling it up into the core. With your inhale, press into the mat. Spine reaches up towards the ceiling, knee to nose. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, press, lift. Exhale, come back down. One more. Inhale, press, lift. Come back down. Press back down, dog. Big exhale. Noticing how the body's feeling. If you need to, the wrists are talking. Come to the fists. Come down to the forearms. Give some cushion to the wrists if you need to. One more breath here. Then lifting your right leg again. But finding your hip opener this time. Bend your right knee. Right foot reaches back to the left. Big circle with the kneecap. Reverse your direction. Your choice. You can go back to down dog. You can stay with your hip opener. I'm going to flip it around here so I don't hit my shelf. If you'd like to, if it's in your practice, you can take your hip opener to your wild thing. Whatever your choice is, we're meeting back together in down dog. So I'm going to flip it back around here. Lift your right leg again. Bend your right knee. Come up on your left toes. Step or walk your right foot through between your hands. Left heel down, left toes out. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Really reaching down through the hips. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Work your right kneecap towards your right pinky toe. Left toes are pointed the same direction as your hips. So if the hips are pointed up at a diagonal, left toes are going to turn in a little bit. If they're pointed over to the side, toes are out to the side. So everybody's a little bit different. Inhale, tug forward. Right elbow comes to your knee. It's floating. Left arm lifts. Side angle. Exhale, overhead, stretch. Inhale, come up. Reverse your warrior. Two more times, your own pace and breath. Extended, maybe both arms float. Inhale, come up, reverse. Maybe you take a half bind. One more time. We're meeting back together, warrior two. Right toes are going to turn in. So ankles are in line with your toes. They're both pointed in the same direction. Core pulls in. Get really, 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 really tall. Then on your exhale, keep the core pulled in, reaching down through your crown. Hands can come to the mat, toes, ankles. You can widen your stance if you've got really long legs. You can even come down to the forearms if that's in your body. Pressing down into the left palm. We're finding a little twist. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach down through the crown so you're bowing from the waist. You're not taking it to the side. You're going straight down and threading the needle. Inhale, lift, little twist. Exhale, thread. Inhale, twist. Exhale, thread. Inhale, twist. And exhale, right palm comes back down. Hands come to the hips, soften the knees, core pulls in, inhale, come up, reverse. Heels come in, toes are pointed out. So we're setting up for star here, reaching it to all four corners, really stretching apart. So we're sending space down into all of the vertebrae, down into the SI joints, really kind of pulling apart as much as we can. And then you're going to transfer your weight to your right foot. Left toes, they can touch down, they can lift. Maybe they touch and lift. It's completely up to you. You can stay there. We're going to call this shooting star. And if you'd like to, maybe even take some movement here. Knee's going to bend, opposite hand to opposite knee. Open back up. Exhale, crunch it in. Last time, open it up. Crunch it in. And let the left foot come back down. Heels are still in, toes are out. You're gonna cactus the arms and squat straight down. Keep the heart up, core is pulling in, so the spine isn't making a curve. You're really sitting straight down. From here, hands are gonna come down to the inner thighs. We're gonna take a little shoulder release, a little shoulder stretch. Left shoulder in, right shoulder back. Switch, right shoulder in, left shoulder back. Back to your goddess. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, hands down through heart center, toe, heel, feet back in, and taking it around back to the top of your mat. Other side, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back. What does your body need? Really listening. Don't worry about anybody else. We're gonna meet back together in down dog. Left leg lifts, but this time finding your hip opener on this side. Bend your left knee, left foot reaches back to the right. Big circle with your kneecap. Reverse your direction. Your choice. You can go back to down dog. You can stay with your hip opener. You can take it to wild thing. It's completely up to you. We're meeting back together in down dog. Lift your left leg again. Bend your left knee, come up on your right toes, step or walk your left foot through between your hands, right heel down, right toes out. Working up warrior two, other side. Same thing, checking out the alignment on this side. Left kneecaps working towards your left pinky toe, shoulders up, back, and down. Open up. Where are the hips pointed? Are they pointed up? Maybe turning the toes in. Are they pointed to the side? Toes to the side. Same direction, hips and toes. Inhale, tug forward. Left elbow comes to your knee, right arm lifts. Side angle. Exhale, overhead extended. Inhale, come up, reverse your warrior. 2 more times, your own pace in your own way. Extended elbow to knee or both arms reach. Inhale, come up, reverse, maybe with a half bind. 1 more time, take it at your own pace. Back to warrior two. Left toes in, hands come to your hips, core pulls in, grow, 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 grow. Then forward fold from the waist, back to your wide-legged forward fold. This time, right palms planting down into the mat. Inhale, left arm lifts, little twist. Exhale, thread the needle, reaching down through the crown, bowing from the waist, straight down. So this is not only giving you a little inner hip stretch and a twist in the spine, but it's really stretching out the back sides of your legs with every bow down. And release. Left palm comes back down to the mat. Core pulls in, hands to the hips, soften the knees. Inhale, come up, reverse. Heels in, to out. We're back to the star. Bending the knee, opposite hand to opposite knee. Really take your time. Not only working on your balance, but finding a stretch, opening up. Last one. Grounding back down. Cactus the arms. We're going to come back to the shoulder stretch 1 more time. This time, right shoulder is going to turn in first. Left back. Then the left forward, right back. Back to your goddess. Inhale, come back up. You're going to toe heel the feet in just a little bit. The ankles are still wider than the hips, but you're not as wide as your goddess. Heels in, toes out, hands come to heart center. Malasana, yogi squat, sitting straight down. If the heels lift, that's okay. Maybe the hands come down for a little bit and you take a little froggy movement if you're coming down and the heels are lifting. But reaching straight down with the hips. Then bring the hands down to the mat and then back behind you. You're gonna toe heel the feet back in line with the hips and have a seat. Take it back to the front of your mat. Coming back to an easy posture. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, bow, reach. We're gonna go back to those waist circles, beginning reaching the spine from one knee towards the other. Next time you're over towards your left knee, big circle from the waist all the way around. Reverse your direction. Then inhale, come back up. Hands come back out in front of you. You're coming back to your table just for a moment and walking the hands back to your knees and having a seat on the ankle. We're gonna be taking a dynamic camel here. So we're not going into full camel. We're just taking it very slowly, a little bit at a time from side to side. So to begin, right palm's gonna come back behind you. It can ground down. If that's not comfortable, maybe you give yourself a little prop on a book or a block. On your inhale, hips are gonna reach forward as the left arm reaches up. You can stop wherever you'd like to. So the hips may not be completely forward. They may be more up towards the ceiling. It's up to you. Exhale, have a seat. Other side, left palm behind, hips forward or up, right palm reaches up or back behind you. We're gonna do that one more time. And coming back down. Hands come back out in front of you. Knees come back in. Line underneath the hips. Press down into the mat. Core is pulling in. Spine is stretching. Back through the hips, forward through the crown. Bird dog, right arm forward, left foot back. Keep pressing down into the left palm. You can stay there or take it dynamic. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Exhale, elbow to knee. And grounding back down. Other side, left arm forward, right foot back. Stretch, stretch, press down into the palm. You can just stay stretching here or take it dynamic. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. One more time if you're still moving. And grounding back down. Take some movements, take some wiggles. Left foot is gonna step up between your hands and you're gonna walk the right knee, right toes back. We're going for a low lunge here. So instead of reaching the hips forward, we wanna find our extent by walking the right knee, right toes back. Low lunge, then shifting the weight back. So hips are reaching back towards your right toes. Lift the left toes, you're coming into half splits. You might stay here. You might move back and forth. Low lunge, half splits. But whatever choice you've made, you're bringing the intention that the hip flexors are stretching front and back. So there's a little bit of integrity on the inner thighs. Whatever choice you've made. Then coming back up, low lunge, left toes come down, toe heel the left foot to the right. We're setting up pigeon. Square the hips, both hips are forward, one hip's not higher than the other. Find your edge. Taking a few breaths here. And then something a little different today. If you're really wanting to build the inner thigh strength, you're gonna squeeze and engage the inner thighs. So really squeezing them together and exhale, release. You might do that another time. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. You might find a little bit more depth, or you might notice that you can let go of some muscles that you naturally, when you come into pigeon, you're still tensing up and you're not releasing those. So really paying attention here. We're going to stay up on the palms. Can you soften the hips, the glute, and then just take it a little bit further. Heart's reaching forward. Maybe you come down to forearms. Taking this a little bit at a time. The glutes, the hips have tightened back up. Release them again. You can stay on the forearms. Maybe you come down to two fists. Big inhale. Exhale, release again. You can stay there. Maybe you come down, arms extended. And let go of those muscles again. So we're just taking it a tiny bit at a time instead of going to the full extent immediately. Come back up to the palms. You can stay there for a moment. If you'd like to take a little right thigh stretch, bending the right knee, right foot's going to reach back for the inside of the right foot and pulling it in until you feel a stretch in the right thigh. We're not going to full mermaid here. We're just taking a little thigh stretch. And release. Both palms down, tuck the right toes. Come back up, tabletop. Right foot steps between the hands, other side. Walk the left knee, left toes back, low lunge to your half splits. Shift to the weight back, right toes lift. Stay in one of those two positions or move back and forth. Everybody's different. Some people can find that they can let go of the muscles of the tightness, taking little tiny steps with movement. Or it might be easier just to hold. But it's your choice. Right toes come back down. We're heeling the right foot over to the left. Square the hips. You can stay in your seated pigeon or take that option. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Really getting the inner thighs working. Exhale, release. One more time. Squeeze, inhale, and release. Heart reaches up. Heart reaches forward, maybe coming down forearms. Take your time. Sending the breath into the muscles, letting them lengthen. Then maybe coming to two fists. Then maybe coming with arms extended. Coming back up to the palms. Option for a little left thigh stretch. Bend the left knee. Left hand reaches back for the inside of the left foot. Pulling the left foot in just until you feel the left thigh stretch. So there's no points for taking it even further. You want to stop when you begin to feel the stretch. And release. Roll way over to the right hip. Left leg's going to come out and around. Right foot's going to come out. You're going to lower all the way down to your back. Opening up bridge. So walking the feet in, ankles underneath the hips. Excuse me, ankles underneath the knees. Underneath the hips. You're like, what? Knees as wide as the hips. My brain went faster than my mouth there. Keeping your spot straight up, straight ahead. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the core. Option to lift the heart, shoulders can roll underneath you. You can make a fist, reach for the ankles. Keeping your gaze straight in front of you. Not down below at your core or your knees. Not back behind you. We're looking straight forward. And release. Come back down, one vertebrae at a time. Knees come over the belly. Grab right below the kneecaps, rock side to side. Massage out the low back. Maybe make some circles. Reverse the direction. Right hand is going to stay with your right knee. Left leg goes long. Left hand comes up to meet it. Interlacing the fingers right below the right kneecap. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull it in. Let the muscles of the right leg go. The hands are doing the work. Compressing the right side belly. Belly is soft. Left hand stays with your right knee. Right palm opens to the side. With your exhale, right knee to the left. Left hip is walking underneath you to the right. So you're aligning your hips with your spine so the twist is happening in the belly. Continuing to ground down right shoulder. Inhale. And with your exhale, lengthening even more through the right side belly. You can keep looking up. You can look over to your right hand. On your next inhale, neck comes back to neutral. Right knee comes back over line, over top of your hip. And release, right leg goes long, other side. Bend your left knee. Interlacing the fingers, grab right below the left kneecap. Let the left leg relax, let it go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull it in, compress the left side belly. Belly is soft. So you have the natural arch in your low back still happening. Right knee stays with your left knee, left arm opens to the side. With your exhale, left knee goes to the right, right hip walks underneath you to the left. Left shoulder stays grounded down. So if that left shoulder starts to come up, it doesn't become so much of a belly twist anymore. So really grounding down through the left shoulder. Inhale. With the exhale, lengthening more through the left side body. You can look to the ceiling, to your left arm. On your next inhale, gaze comes back to center. Left knee comes back to center, and left leg goes long. So both legs extended, arms down by your side. Close your eyes. You're going to squeeze every muscle in your entire body as tight as you can. Make two fists. Even squeeze your eyes, squeeze your jaw, squeeze everything. And with your exhale, let go. One more time. Big inhale. Squeeze everything super, super tight. How tight can you make everything? And with your exhale, softening, releasing. More breaths together. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting go of any idea or any ideas of how your practice was supposed to be. Just learning from everything that you did. Being okay with letting go of those things that aren't serving you. Tomorrow's another day to try again. We're not forgetting, but we're going to let those things go. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, deepening your inhale and exhale, sending movement to your fingers and toes, maybe circling them or wiggling them. On your next inhale, knees are going to come back over top of your hips and feet reach straight up to the ceiling, toes pointed back behind you. Maybe take some movement in the ankles or toes, pointing or flexing the feet or making circles. Then bend the knees and roll over onto one side or the other, using your palm to press yourself back up to a seated position. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Grateful for whatever happened during this time, letting it be, letting it go. Thank you so much for joining me. Blessings and namaste.